Is gold setting up for another move to the upside real soon? Like, is that what's happening right now? I'm going to share with you something that I'm seeing right now. Look at silver as well too. Good old mining sector. Good old stock market as well too. And I recorded the video this morning at the gym talking about something that if you guys are going through a bit of a hard time, then at the end of this video, I'm going to put on that video that I recorded this morning when I was at the gym doing my cardio and also my weights. And if you're going through a bit of a hard time, guys, I believe what I'm going to share with you there is going to really help you, especially if you had a hard 2024 and you feel like quitting. Just bear with me, right? I got something that I know is going to really help you. Anyway, so on to what I'm looking at with actually these markets today. So I've just finished all my analysis when it comes to these markets, and one of the things that I'm always seeing, and I'm always like going down the path of looking at, and one of the best things that I say, and one of the best things that I see is always looking at the weekly charts, right? So if I bring up this chart right here, this is gold right now, okay? This is gold. And if I bring up this gold chart, there's two things that I'm looking at. If you guys saw the training that I put up yesterday, if you haven't, then go check that out. It goes for an hour long, and the third thing that I talked about in that video was the moving average. So on the weekly chart, I like to use the 24 moving average, simple moving average on the chart. And I'm looking at the moving average for two things for me. This is like a trend indicator. This is like a momentum indicator, okay? So by looking at the markets here, I have said in the past that the bull market is over. That doesn't mean we're going to get a crash. That just means the bull market is over, right? Or the bull phase is over. What does that mean? So in the past, because I know some people are going to bring this up in the chat box below, so let me calm you guys, right? We go through a bull phase, and then this bull phase is now what? Over. Now we go through this bull market here, and now we're going through another one of these things here, right? So is the market going to go down a lot more, or we'll soon find out, okay? But remember, that's when I say the bull market is over, or this bull market here. As you can see, when I started talking about the bull, started talking about the bull market over, you can see that we've actually done nothing ever since, right? So for the traders who are trying to trade this market right now on gold, you've been getting chewed up, right? Is it going to go down? Is it going to go up? Me, I stay away from when there's no good clear trend here. So by looking at the moving average here on gold and any market out there, I'm looking at the weekly chart for two main things, right? The first thing is trend analysis, and I can clearly see that we have a low, down, up, higher, low, up, down, down, down. This whole pullback here for the 4 to 6 months, right, is what? What was that? That was just another high low. We rally back up, we've come back down, and now we're forming another high low. So no doubt the trend is what? To the upside, okay? So we know the trend is to the upside. So let's have a look at the moving average, okay? And when I'm looking at the markets here, I'm always looking at what's going on the big picture here. So the moving average, I use the moving average for two different things. Firstly, if the market gets too far away from the moving average, we can see what happens by going back and squeezing our charts up for the last 10 years. What happens? And this is something that's going to really help you. If you're looking for good opportunities to get into the markets, then as you can see, when has been the best time? The best time has been not when we've been going up for a while, but after we get the sideways and we come back to the moving average. Look at this here. Nice movement up. Come back to the moving average, back to the moving average. And so for me, there's two things here, right? The first thing is that when we get too far away from the moving average, we've now run out of sort of energy. And now we're going to go through a bit of a pullback here towards building a bit of energy, right? So if you understand the cycle of that in itself, then you'll know that if the market's been going up like it did here for 6-8 weeks in a row, and even through here, there was another couple of months with upward movement, you would know, we're probably going to go through another one of these, another one of these, another one of these, right? That's what the market does. So if you're looking for any good trading opportunities, just look at the moving average. If the market's been moving in that direction, either up or down, you're looking for longs and the market's been going for quite some time, just wait for a bit of a pullback first because that's what the market does, right? It goes up and then comes back down, goes up, comes back down, right? Goes up, look for opportunities here, up, look for opportunity, okay? So that's the first thing I do see first thing I'm always looking for when I'm looking at the moving average is just how far away it is from the moving average. Then I'm looking at the overall trend of it. Is it trending up? Is it trending down? Is it trending sort of flat? And flat moving average, an overall trending moving average is, as you can see, this is an overall trending moving average. Whenever we start to see how we get through here, we go up and then down and up and then up. See all through here. See, we're not really trending either up or down, are we? We get this short-term little burst, short-term burst down, short-term burst up, right? So we get that. But the whole thing about this is what? As you can see, when the market's not really, this here does not represent this here or this here, right? That's what the strong moving average looks like. That's what a strong moving average looks like, up and down, okay? So when we're looking at this level here, if we see the moving average like this here, that means the moving average is flat. That means what? Flat trend. That means there's no trend. That means like, toss a coin. Is it going to break up or is it going to break down? Then we started to do what we're doing here. So the purpose of me bringing this up for you guys is that if we do continue to hold here, and especially I did some, let's actually do this up here. Right, I did some sort of trend lines as well too. So this is a bit of a trend line from here to here. This, we don't really need that trend line, but this main one through here. If indeed we do start maybe come across through to here, maybe, but then that would sort of flattening out the moving average from there. But as you can see that if we do hold here and we do start to break out to the upside, we could be getting ready for another strong move, but we need to continue holding here, right? If we go back and look at the daily charts, this is the daily charts here. Actually, let's bring up this chart here. As you can see, we go through these wild, volatile times, and then we swing back up. We're going through another one of these. As long as I can just hold here and continue doing the volatility on that there, we just want to see it go sideways like that. See that through there? If we can get the sideways with the volatility, then guess what? Then we could be getting ready for another move to the upside real soon. So I'm not saying we're going to get that. We have to wait and see if it does start to break out. But the overall trend on gold is still very, very, very nicely on the upside, as you can see. And so therefore, we could be getting ready for another move to the upside real soon. But what we want to see is we want to see this thing start to break above this higher peak. If we can hold here and continue have that moving average and the trend continuing up, then gold could be getting ready for another move. And maybe, just maybe, this is the time it actually gets to the 3,000 mark when it comes to the good old gold market from there. Let's go look at silver for here. And if we're using the same analysis that I just talked about with gold, if we go back and have a look at silver here, what's the moving average doing? It's flattening out, right? It's different than gold. See, what we're getting right now is we're getting this. See how the moving average is flattening out? What does that mean? We were trending strongly through here, aren't we? We did actually have a bit of a strong and trending period through there with the moving average. But what does that mean? That means now that there's a lot of momentum running out of silver. And now we're going through another sort of gyrations with silver. So there's a bit of a toss the coin there. Look at this here. When the moving average starts to flatten out here, it's like we're just going sideways, right? This is the worst time. All through here is the worst time to try to trade silver or try to trade any market, right? And why? Because this is when a lot of traders get chopped up. If you can be patient through here and you see this going on, like I'm not going to touch this thing. Why? Because I'm probably going to lose money and I'm probably going to get chopped up and it's a big guess. Wait for it to start to break out and wait for at least the moving average to start the trend, right? And that's what we see through there whenever we're going through silver. So that's what I'm seeing there when it comes to the good old silver market. Silver, there you go. Bit of a silver market. Oh, by the way, guys, if you do need some help when it comes to your own personal trading, then I want you to go to getjohnshelp.com right now. Over there, you can see all the details about my Inner Circle coaching program. I'm about to close it down for this year because I normally have a 12-month coaching program. If you do know that you need extra help, more personal coaching and guidance, and a bit more accountability, and be part of a group and have me there coaching you every single week, then this may be a good fit for you. Go over there right now. There should be a link in the description. Go check it out. And if it sounds good to you guys, then apply for that. And I'll be able to speak to you on the phone. The enrollment and applications are closing down real soon. And then whoever's in on the inside stays on the inside for the rest of this year. Let's go look at the Dow Jones now. And let's since we're using the theme of weekly charts, 24 moving average, let's actually go to here. And let's actually do the same analysis here, right? The same analysis here. And what are we looking at through here, right? We're looking at the market's still, the moving average is still pretty nicely on the upside. See that through there? Really, really, really nicely. See when the moving average starts to flatten out here? What does that mean? Now this is a weekly chart, right? So this is probably so 3 to 6 months worth of time, right? But the market starts to give us some warning signs of maybe there's a bit of a topping action happening or whatever, right? We start to slow down, don't we? We go from, and this is where it gets pretty awesome, we go from that angle there to that angle there, or at least that angle there. See how it's like rocket ship. Oh, we're starting to slow down. I call this the roller coaster pattern, right? Because then we start to go down like that, right? Okay. Rocket ship, it's slowing down, and then we go through a bit of a drop on the downside, right? So the roller coaster pattern, a momentum, right? This here is called slowing momentum. Slowing momentum. Because slowing momentum means we were strong for a while, because look at the angle, woof, straight to the upside. But then the market started to do that. See the different angles. This here is like rocket ship, and this here is like, man, we're slowing down. See how it's slow? If you think about the roller coaster, right? The roller coaster is what? The roller coaster goes tick, 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 and then we start to slow down, and you're like, ah! Right? The roller coaster pattern. That's what I call it. But what we're doing here is that the worst time to take a trade, especially if you're looking for an opportunity to try to hold on for a few weeks or maybe for a few months, like that's the way that I like to trade. I don't like to trade a lot, but I look for opportunities I can hold on for, a week or two at least. But the best scenario is where I can hold on for a couple months and make a big profit out of one trade. I don't like to take a lot of trades. I try to take that sort of thing. Anyway, so the purpose of me saying this here is that you don't want to be slowing down. If the moving average is trend analysis, with the moving average, we've got trend, but it's also momentum, right? And this here is called slowing momentum. What does that mean? It means the momentum of that particular market is slowing down. I'm going to say that again. If the moving average was strong, okay, and we can use this example through here. If the moving average, and I'm going to use the blue, and we'll just stay with the blue, right? And let's go with the line. If the moving average was strong, see how it's very, very strong through there? If it starts to strong, but then see how it starts to slow, the angle starts to slow down, it flattens out. This is slowing down. What does that mean? If it was strong, now the market's saying we were strong for a while, but now we're slowing down. What does that mean? It means the momentum of that particular market is slowing down. And what does that mean? We're probably going to go through a bit of a pullback phase, or at least a bit of a sideways phase, to now re-energize, because the market's like an energized bunny, right? Well, the energized bunny seems to never stop. But anyway, but the market is like what? An energy field in the markets, right? So if the market's like an energy field in the market goes through strong periods where we're using a lot of energy, we're buying it up and buying it up and buying it up. But there comes a period of time where we start to run out of energy, right? The tank starts to become zero, red line. I need to stop at the service station for a while. And then something, what is this here? This is the last 20% of the tank, right? If you look at the tank, all right, we're looking at tanks here. Tanks, let's go pen, right? If the tank here, if this was 100% on the tank, right? Here we go, long trip, right? But then up here, we're now looking at, say, 10% left, right? Oh my goodness, I got 10% left. I better pull over soon and start to refuel. And then we start to slow down, and then we try to go through that. Now, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes we go through this here, and sometimes this just means we're just going to go sideways for a bit, just to refuel out of the markets before what? Before we get going again, right? And so this whole pattern here, now nothing's 100%, guys, right? But what are we doing here? We're trying to make sure that we don't get into situations where there could be potential false breakouts, because we're looking at a weekly chart here, right? And the worst thing you can do is when we start to get this type of pattern up and then flattening, if we do get a breakout here, but you can see we're getting the up and the sort of the different angle here, the slowing down of the angles, this is when you start to get false breakouts move. How do I know? Because this guy actually traded one. Let me show you here, right? Since we're on the theme of moving averages now, you guys liking this? This is good stuff, isn't it? All right. Now, back here, right? This here, how do I know? Because I traded this one. Now, I traded this one. Let me show you this here. This is the Russell. Back in the middle of 2021, guess what was happening with the Russell, right? Look at this here, right? Here we go. Remember I said before about the slowing down, right? It gives us some warning signs. If you guys trade just pure breakouts, but you're not noticing when the market's slowing down, when there's no momentum behind there, that's when you get false breakouts. And that's when a lot of traders, if you understand my trading system that I teach for free in that trading course, link in the description there, you understand that I trade breakout systems. But I don't trade all breakouts, because a lot of the breakouts, if it don't have strong momentum, strong moving average, you tend to get what? See this move through here? What was the moving average doing? See how it's going sideways? Strong to the upside. See how it flattened out? And then see how the market, the flattening here? It's strong. Oh, we're slowing down. We need to start to refuel again. And then the market tries to break out. You're like, I'm not going to go for another move. I need to stop and refuel. I'm almost about to go empty. You think you're going to go for another trip through here? No, I need to stop and I need to refuel. And that's the reason why this breakout here was a false breakout, right? Now, I'm saying I traded that. I also did manage it quite well. Now, what I mean, this is the weekly chart here. If I bring this point up through here to here, and then I bring up the actual daily charts at that time, let me show you how. Right, see the moving average here? Oh, wrong one. This one here. Right, now, all right, see how the market went sideways and we broke up, but we started the false breakout, right? So I actually traded this one back here. And it was a really big lesson for me about the false breakouts and what happens. Now, I didn't lose money. I'll show you the reasons why. Let me bring up my daily charts here, and let me go back to the exact time that it happened, and I'll show you how I traded this one, right? So as you can see here, this is where the way that I personally trade, guys, I like to trade two types of trading systems. One is more just a blank, really good setup that I teach, and that's level one. And a level two is like what I'm going through right now, where we start to use multiple time frames to create pretty powerful patterns, all right? So I saw this big sideways movement, and then look at this here. See how we got the breakout? So I actually traded this breakout. We had a little up move, but why did this completely fail? Why did this not have a big move? Weekly chart, big picture. Weekly chart momentum was slowing down after spending all that time. That's the reason why this didn't go for a big move. Now, thankfully, I think I got in here. Let me go back to that time. So if I bring on where was the 9 moving average at that time? Because I like to use the 9 moving average for, yep. Okay, cool. So I can see here that I'm pretty sure it was around about, I got in here and I got out here somewhere because I saw it actually starting to slow down. I think I made a little bit of profit, but the whole purpose of me bringing this up through to you guys is to share with you when it comes to the momentum of any particular market, keep an eye out for that, right? Keep an eye on that. Because if I go back to good old DJ right now and I see what the moving average is telling me right now as I speak, then what's the moving average telling me? right? What is the moving average telling me? We're very strong to the upside, right? Still very nicely to the upside. Let's go back to this chart here. Let's go back to this one right here, okay? So what is the moving average telling us? The moving average is telling us what? We're still getting a very nice movement to the upside, right? Low, high, low. So the trend is still up and the moving average is still up. So this could just be a short-term shake and bake before we continue up. We're not slowing down yet, right? We're not getting the slowing down warning signs. Remember, when we go through these big bull phases, we'll start to get, or we tend to get, look at this here, big bull phase, and see how the moving average started to slow down through there? What's this here? Slowing. Uh-oh. And then look what happened. We went sideways for about 2 years, right? Up, started to slow down here. Again, this is a weekly chart. So that's probably, what is that? That is about, it's about 5-6 months worth of time, right? So overall picture starts to say, we're starting to slow down here. We're starting to slow down, right? And that's when you tend to get what? That's when you tend to get either the pullback out of the markets to reset, or you tend to get these sideways periods. Either, the big, and this is something I'm watching for right now to say, okay, when's the top going to be in these markets? We don't know, right? So I can start to use tools like this here right now to say, okay, what's going on here right now? So I can utilize the tools. Because guess what? When I'm looking for a good trading opportunity, guess what I use? I use this, right? I'm like, the moving average is strong to the upside. I've got strong momentum. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for what I'm looking for right now, right? So that's what I'm seeing through there on the good old Dow Jones. There we go. Right, let's go look at the Nasdaq. And let's go look at the same sort of thing as well too. The Nasdaq has just been super strong, right? Super strong. And now sometimes you won't. I'll get to that in just a minute, actually. So low, high, low, high, low, high, low, just super strong. And one of the things here is like, I've learned, what's the word, guys? What's the word? Put a comment on the market can stay bullish more than you can stay solvent or something like that. You guys probably know the terminology. Leave it in the chat box below, right? So the purpose of me saying that is like, it's big bull market and we've gone up a lot and the top maybe and maybe going for another 6 to 12 months and it may be going for another 5 years, right? So that's what I'm seeing from there. Let's go look at the S&P 500. S&P 500 and S&P 500, same sort of thing, right? It's like if I'm looking at what the market's doing, look what happens here. Now, again, this doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes the market doesn't just give us this pattern, but it's really, really, really good when it does because it gives us a bit of a warning sign that things are slowing down, right? Strong. Look at this here. See how the moving average flatten out? This here is what? Your warning sign that this big bull move is over, one. And secondly, we could be getting ready for a bit of a sideways phase or a correction. In this case, it was a bit of a correction to the downside, right? A bit of a correction to the downside. Now, all this is just balancing it out, right? So if I go back to say, let's go back to when Trump was being elected, right? It's the same sort of thing, right? You see this here time and time again. Look at this here. Strong to the upside, and then we start to slow down, right? Look at this here. Strong, and then we started to slow down, right? And then we started to pick back up again. So that's what we're seeing through there. And let's go back. Let's go to. So if I go and show you what's happening to the, if I go show you, let's actually do this here. So let's let me go back and show you what's going on right now when it comes to the, there we go. Okay, so purpose of what I'm saying right now, guys, is we're making low, high, low, high, low. We're still in a very strong upward trend. The moving average is still strong. We're not getting any warning sign yet. We're not getting any of this pattern here yet. So right now, the trend is your friend until the end. We're a good, strong trend, higher lows. The moving average is strong, trending up to the upside. Good, strong momentum. Same for the Russell, right? The Russell. Is the Russell doing the same thing back here? Not yet, right? Not yet. I say not yet because it could be. But look at this here, once again. Strong to the upside, flatten out. Okay, bull market over. And then that's when we go through a bit of a bear phase. And then the market flattens out. And now we're doing what? Now we're still trending nicely to the upside, aren't we? So the overall momentum and the overall trend is what? Lows, high. We're still getting the higher lows through here, as you can see. So we're still getting the higher lows in the markets. We're still getting the moving average trending up, even on the Russell, even though the Russell's been very herky-jerky, right? And all the markets have been herky-jerky. This is why the most powerful thing you can do when looking at the markets is you can utilize the weekly charts and trade the way that I'm seeing here right now. So there we go, traders. There's a bit of an update across the markets of what I'm actually seeing right now. I'm about to play that video that I said at the start of this video. This is a little session, the little recording that I did at the start of this session. Some things I was thinking about. For you guys that are going through a really, really, really tough time and you feel like quitting, check this out.
Hold the vision and never give up. I want to share something with you guys. For you guys that are in your 20s to say 40s, even for you guys that are not, I want you guys to think of something, right? Hold the vision and never give up. And I want you to be using vision to pull yourself. And what does that mean? That means that if when I started trading 20 years ago, I had no idea about the markets, right? So I went through a very hard time, got through what's called discovery time, right? There's a discovery time around these markets, isn't there? Discovery time around like just understanding these markets, and you go through 2, 3, 4, 5 years like I did, and I end up $250,000 in debt. I sold everything. I had to move with my mother and father-in-law. I just married my wife 6 to 12 months prior to all that, and I felt absolutely shit as a man, as a provider, as a husband. And then now I had my first son come along the way. And I want you to think about something here, right? I want you to think about something. In 5 years time frame, 2030 is going to come in our life, regardless of where you are in your life, right? If you're 50, 55 is coming, right? And so on and so forth, right? 5 years is going to be, and this is the thing that kept me in the game so much. When I wanted to quit, when I wanted to give up, when I wanted to just say no more, no more, no more. I had enough of this, right? I just can't seem to get ahead. I just can't seem to make it. Is this thing here, is holding the vision, right? Because when it comes down to my life, when I was 20 years of age, right? When I was 20 years of age, when I was 20 years of age, when I started trading, I always said, okay, I'm going to arrive somewhere in my life. And I know if I don't quit and I just keep getting better, and I actually keep getting better, right? You just don't do the same, you get coaching, you get mentoring, you keep getting better, right? But I know if I keep getting better, if I get some help, I get some coaching, get some guidance, get back on the right track, stumble, fall, fail, get back up again, keep going, get mentoring, get coaching, so on and so forth. I know eventually I'm going to start to get it. It's just a matter of time, right? Yeah, I may be slow and it may take me 5 years to get it, but I'm going to get it. And when I do start to get it, that's when everything's going to change for me. You know what I mean? As in like my financials, the amount of money I'm making, the income I'm making, and then the freedom I have on the back of that, and so on and so forth, right? And so that's what I want you guys to think about this here, is that if trading the markets and making money from the markets is the thing for you, one, you are going to go through such a challenging time, because it's one of the best personal development courses on the planet. Why? Because the stock market, your trading is a magnification of who you are. If you're impatient, if you're in a rush, if you're always in a hurry in your life, right? Guess what? The market's going to say, hey, slow down a bit, right? If you're not disciplined, right, and taking methodical steps when it comes to your risk management and so on and so forth, right? The market is always highlighting where we are in our life, right? So I want you guys to think about this, okay? The thing that kept me in the game for so long and so many years when I did that was that I knew one day my life, I'm going to arrive somewhere in my life in 5 years. And like same for right now. I know right now I'm going to arrive somewhere in 2030. And that destination in 2030 is going to be a direct reflection of all the little actions we've done this year, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, right? So I want you to think about that. So for me, it was like, okay, if I stick at this thing, it's hard now, but even if it takes me 10 years to figure it out, okay, cool. That 10-year plan for me is so much better if I just keep going and I keep getting help, right? You don't just keep going without getting help, right? It's like, what am I doing wrong here? And then you start to get better, right? I know that goal and that vision and where I'm going in my life, that whole thing in my life, that whole where I'm going, what I'm doing, right? Is I know that goal and that plan was so much better than the average person earning an average wage, hating their job, looking forward to the weekend, drinking, overweight, sick, hating their job, not earning good income, hating their life, hating their wife. That's just not for me. You know what I mean? So my plan and my goals and where I was going in life, that was all the thing for me. That was all the thing for me when it comes to me actually taking steps and saying, okay, then I'm going to arrive somewhere, right? And the same for you guys, right? You guys are right now where you are from all the little actions, from every single thing, right? All the little actions and every single thing you've done, right? In the last 5 to 10 years, right? It's all the little steps, right? And that's where, like, again, guys, for you guys, do not quit. You might have gone through a hard time in 2024. It happens to all of us, right? It even happened to me. It even happened to me, right? For so many years, right? But if you don't quit and you continue to get help, you'll eventually make it. But in 5 years time frame, if you are at a place in 5 years time frame and you are not happy with your life, well, it's up to you, right? It's up to you. You're to blame because you quit. When it got hard, you stopped, and so on and so forth, right? Right now, my results are a direct reflection of everything I've done in the last 10 years. All the little things that I've done in the last 10 years. I stuck at the system. I had a little bit more discipline to not look at the shiny object and stay at system, getting better and all that sort of stuff, right? So hold the vision and keep going. I promise you, you've got 2 visions in your life. You are going to arrive somewhere in 2030. Is it successful trading, making a really good income and having a lot more freedom so you can start to do things like take care of your health? Or secondly, is it now slaving to the system, working a job you hate and just never want to get out of bed?